Alright.
Didn't we have this discussion last week?
We are live.
I forgot, yeah.
Alright, welcome everybody to Voices of the South 2019.
2019.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Which episode?
Episode 17. Episode 17, yes.
Okay, it's episode 17.
Oh, I checked. So, thank you to everybody who checked us out last few episodes. We're back here. This is
TP.
Jacob.
And it's me, Simone. And so thank you to everybody who watched, commented, liked, shared our last vlog. And we also want to send a shout out to everybody who is following us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So please go and follow us. We are at South_Voices on Twitter, Voices of the South on Instagram, and Voices of the South on Facebook. Please give us a like and tell us what you think of our content, and
subscribe to the YouTube channel
yes,
for
and please
notification.
subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where we post all the episodes, and we also post snippets, so check those out. Those are sort of like teasers into the actual episode. So you can download it and watch it offline, or you can listen to it on your way home from work when you're in the car. So you don't even have to watch us. I mean, we're not that exciting to look at for that long. So please watch or like or share.
I disagree. I am quite excited to. I'm quite exciting to look at.
Yeah, but you're behind the camera. How does that help?
That's the point.
How does that help our audience?
That's the point.
Oh, so now.
So please Google me, Jacob Cloete, and then you like.
We might just get a modeling contract after that. The guy with the broken jeans. That's what it's called.
I'm trying to get that six-pack for the winter.
For the winter?
Yeah.
For the summer or for the winter?
No, for the winter.
For the winter, so that you can get like ripped t-shirts also.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
for the... I see the look. We have a...
Ripped jeans.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Wolverine vibes.
Wolverine vibes.
You know,
that's how angry he gets. He's like, "Arr!" And then, oh, there's a hole. You okay there?
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of clothing.
That's going to be in the snippet.
I'm wearing my brand too, Dance is how we speak when we have nothing to say. So there is a new gear coming out soon, like sooner than soon. So stay tuned for that. And what are you wearing?
Oh, so I host a podcast, you see, just on the side there. Like I said, if you guys remember on the first episode, I actually explained that I'm a social entrepreneur, but also I just share my journey through my podcast called the African Social Entrepreneurs Podcast. So check it out on, is it SoundCloud? No, yeah, SoundCloud. I'm still gonna, yeah, but just check it out. SoundCloud.
Where did you make the t-shirt?
In Cape Town, not far from Amazon. So there was a guy that printed t-shirts there. Another fashion guy that I met, he said there's this cool t-shirt printing. So I checked it out.
How much did it cost?
$320.
Oh, 320.
Yeah.
The t-shirt as well.
Yeah, including the t-shirt. Is it too much?
No, nothing.
You just said
Nothing.
I didn't say anything.
Nothing.
320. Okay, hi. So we are here.
Why are you
I
hiding?
don't know. I feel so awkward. No man, let me tell. I feel like I'm offset. I'll be like I'm offset. I'm upset.
I'm upset.
That's probably how we come up with his name.
Oh, Offset.
He's like, oh, I feel so offset today. I mean, upset. Oh, that's a name.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that's really like how we...
Yes, that's really how he got it.
No, seriously.
No.
Yeah, if you Google it, then you'll find it on Wikipedia.
No, that's
I'm offset. And then Drake was like, I'm gonna jump on that. Oh, but then Offset came up with his name. He's like, I can't use Offset now, I have to use Upset.
Guys, you see, I don't know, these guys in sarcasm, especially Jacob. So sometimes you're not even sure, like,
no, Jacob can make you believe in like the tooth fairy. Like
yeah, Jacob is...
I mean, the tooth fairy is real if there are any underage people watching. But
It's
there
the rock.
shouldn't be.
It's the rock.
There shouldn't be.
It's the rock.
What do you mean is the rock?
The tooth fairy. I swear you don't watch movies.
I didn't get it. No, it was a movie thing that you guys were talking about. Me and movies, we're not even like this. We're like...
Alright, so what's on today's agenda?
So today we want to also just start off by giving shout outs to Howard, Hassie, and Leslie Mpanga, who commented on our vlog. But I want to read out Howard's comment because I feel like there might be some misinformation.
Yes.
And so Howard says it's not Casper and AKA who came out and claimed the beef was fake. Ricky said his association or friendship with Casper was fake and just for the money.
So, by the way, Howard, even the two of them, Casper and AKA, came out with the whole fill up the Orlando Stadium. It was after fill up the dome that the two of them really came out and said that the beef was fake. So I am not sitting here and sucking things out of my time. I'm trying to do my research, or I do my best to do the research. So
But wasn't it a combination of both?
no, they did it for clout, and I think that beef, that fake beef, really propelled their careers. Without that beef, do you think AKA or Casper would have get this big? So they took the fans for a ride from the beginning.
They tried to do a Biggie Tupac thing.
No, Biggie and Tupac was real. Both of them
Yeah,
are
I'm
dead.
saying tried.
Yeah,
Oh.
both of them are dead.
Yeah, that shit's
The
real.
beef was real.
Do you also think it's not real?
What rap beef is real nowadays? The
I mean-
Ja Rule and 50 Cent beef was real.
Yeah, that one was real.
The Tupac and Biggie one was real.
Mm.
So tell me which other beef where people
What
are
was the
naming.
actual beef though about?
About Casper.
Uh.
Okay, as far as I remember, the first thing that, because you remember KK like popped out before Casper was. So while Casper was coming, and then he uploaded on Twitter. He uploaded a link
Yeah.
of like for people to download his song, and then I think it was Doc Chevalier, that first song that got him famous, or one of those songs, or Gushesh. And then AKA tweeted that he sells his music. People don't download his music for free on Zippy Share. So Zippy Share was like it's like for amateur rappers, those up and coming ones. So I think that's where it started off, because then Casper started
Yeah,
targeting.
man, that's weak.
You see, so it's like but I'd say it's real. Why? Okay, before we started recording, I mentioned how Oskido actually called them both to his house, because like Oskido is really respected. I mean, it's him and
Yeah, he's
Kalawa.
too deep on Twitter. That bruh is just like love yourself and love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yeah, he was very.
He's on that vibe all the time.
I think he's
So
one of those-
Oskido called them in?
Oh yeah, he called them in and then spoke to them. Of course, there was like some sort of agreement and apology or whatever. They kissed and made up. Then they went apart. And during, I don't know if it was Orlando FNB, one of the two. I think it was FNB. Like that was like now Casper's biggest thing to do this time around again. So
It
people
wasn't
were-
F&B, it was Orlando.
buy a ticket, bro. No, it was FNB. It was FNB. Orlando, I remember they hugged. They hugged one another.
Remember, there's only two stadiums. So there was the Dome and Orlando.
Isn't
So
it-
when you talk about the F&B stadium, that is not the F&B stadium now. It's Soccer City. It's that massive one. that-
RJ. No, but yeah, okay. It's still known as FNB
we know what you're
Stadium.
talking about.
No,
okay.
but it was never that stadium. It was Orlando Stadium.
For when you said just buy a ticket, bro.
Yes.
No, it was FNB. I think it was FNB.
Okay, we need to get Howard in so he can fact check all of the things that we're saying.
Yeah, he'll do that. But just to conclude though, I think because of that, and also of many incidences, I mean even the this song that Casper put out, Dust to Dust, it's like he was going hard on like AKA, like opening up everything, just releasing things out of the closet. You see, I don't think it can go that deeply personal if it was just not beef. Like real beef.
Fake beef.
But it doesn't. It seems petty. Is my point.
Yeah, but
Whether
beef
it's
nowadays,
real or not, it's like it's just petty. It's not like. I mean.
But
you-
beef nowadays is petty.
Well,
It's
like those women this morning. Like that's why I'm offset today.
upset.
I'm just gonna call. That's gonna be my term from now on. I'm offset. These women are driving like really badly, né? Like. Firstly, the power was out. Now the robots are out. Now people are like, how do I drive? How does this work? They freak out. So now she's driving. Now she stops at a robot where it's a pedestrian crossing. So normally you don't stop at the pedestrian crossing robot unless it's red and unless there are people there. There were no people. There were no cars. The robot was out. She stops and puts her hazards on. The hazards I didn't get. Then I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm like, I'm sure you're just going to slow down and then keep going. She didn't. She stopped dead. I stopped next to her dead, almost like, I was like, I had to swerve for her. Then she puts her hazards on, then she drives off again. Then she stops at another thing. There's no lines. No, there's another road coming across, but they have stop streets. She stops dead again. And there's only one lane. So now she stops dead, I stop dead. And I'm like, really? But in that time, she drives 20. Then she pulls off over again, then she drives 20 on purpose. So now they stop next to me. Now the passenger and her shout.
Oh, were they aware that you were like already frustrated at the back?
I wasn't frustrated. I'm just like, I don't get touched by people on the road. But I'm just like, really? It's just annoying. It was just annoying for me. Because I'm like, just drive. Like, you can see the robots are out. There's nobody. And you weren't supposed to stop either. So then they pull up next to me and they're like, you drive like cock, stupid bitch. I looked at them and I was so shocked that I started laughing. I looked in their eyes and I was like, ah.
You didn't like fight with them?
But I'm like, this is funny because the irony.
Because she was the one who was driving bad.
Yeah, and also I don't care if you drive bad on the road. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about me.
Ew.
So I'm like, just drive crap there on your side, but don't let it affect me. But I'm like, I was like, wow, woman.
Yo, the swearing though.
The swearing though, and it's a Sunday. It's very
chilled.
calm. It's chilled. It's nice and cool weather. The power's out, and you're like, oh, where jump? I was like, wow, woman.
At least that has to go to ESCOM. Like, that is ESCOM's fault.
No, it's not ESCOM's fault.
No, I mean is that the anger is supposed to go towards ESCOM.
ESCOM, yeah.
But I mean, wow. So, nah, fam. I'm not, people are just, okay, anyway, that's why I'm offset. Where were we?
Yeah, where was we?
So now we're moving on to catch up. Let's catch up. What's happened?
The roast.
AKA Rose, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched where I could because as you see, I don't have Netflix, I don't have all these streaming services, but someone on YouTube, I don't know who it is, uploaded like a very long clip of what happened inside. Also, there were like small snippets, but from what I've seen, like maybe let's say I could say it's an average of like 30 minutes, all those clips and whatever. But it wasn't even like AKA's roast for me wasn't like them roasting him wasn't more interesting. Like I like the jokes that other people were taking out. Like Nina has this joke on Peltusi. Peltusi was the dish of the day for me. She was just telling her. But yeah, that's my side.
I haven't watched it, and I'm not gonna watch it. I didn't watch Somisi's one. The only roast that I watched was the Steve Hoffman one, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? Because I cannot get back that time in my life, ever.
But Jacob, you like roasting people like you yourself.
No, I don't roast people, whoever I roast.
Okay, you fire shots, but the shots are so hot, they roast, so much roast.
Yeah, so I really don't get roasting. If you want to be nasty at someone, and so someone has to sit there, this person is clearly not a comedian, and then the comedians in the room wrote the jokes for him that he then has to deliver. That's bullshit, man. I'm not into fakeness. I cannot deal with it.
Yeah, but there's an element of truth here. But I mean, it's fun at the end of the day. It's like
what's fun about it?
Because it's an opportunity for people to speak the truth, but in an acceptable way, like express their hate or speak. Because that's what roasting is about. The things that come out there. I was like, oh.
For me, the funniest one was just seeing when he what's that comedian's name and that cute one was him. He said, how cute are they? It's very like mine.
I won't know.
He's the one who said
What's the guy?
He started singing, man. He was like singing one of AKA's songs and he's like, I'm trying to sound like AKA here, but this voice don't have auto-tune. This mic don't have auto-tune. That one for me, I'm like, that's enough for me. I got what I needed out of the roast.
But here's the thing is that maybe God willingly it will help his career because it clearly didn't help Somisi's career.
You mean the roast?
Yeah.
So you feel like Somizi is like now
Yeah, it's like you were this
Yeah,
mysterious person before, and now all of your dirty laundry is
But
out there. It's no mysterious. Like we know
But
everything.
the funny
about-
thing is that even AKA didn't watch the roast.
He didn't watch his own
Yeah,
roast.
he posted on Twitter that he didn't have time to watch the roast because he was making a song in studio with Youngsta.
Yeah, that's the interesting development of the whole AKA roast is that Youngster in AKA's a song.
Which means that the roast stuff that happened probably got to him.
Oh,
It probably got to him because why would you tweet about it? Why would you say I didn't get to watch the roast of my own stuff because I'm busy in studio? You could have just said I'm busy in studio making hits with Youngster.
but yes,
But the thing is, and I know you're gonna say Cloud, straight up, because he's coming out with a name change. He's coming out with a Youngster song, the roast. Now he's throwing an event. He threw an event
yeah, with the
yesterday
orchestra.
with
That's
the orchestra, trying to go
that's
into
cool.
fine arts.
Oh, no.
He's
No, he's massively rebranding himself.
Yeah.
So one thing that I give him is like, cool. There's major efforts in terms of rebranding yourself, and that's the one thing as an artist that you have to do, because he is not an MC. He's a rap artist, so he doesn't go into bars. He doesn't break it down. There is no social conscious song that they ever made.
Can you just... Okay, what's the difference, just to cut in, what's the difference between an MC, a rapper, and what's the... Okay, not a hip hop, yeah. An MC and a rapper.
So a rapper is a Cardi B. We give you the lyrics. So someone wrote the lyrics for you. You rap on it with a beat. None of that you have constructed. You rap. You a rapper.
Like Snoop Dogg was like there at the interview. Did you see that? Bada 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 bada. Zebada bada bada bada. Ede bada 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 bada. Da 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 da. That's rapping.
And the MC is one who really goes to the roots of hip hop. Is that hip hop music has to change something, and it comes from me. So I wrote this bars, I wrote this lyrics, and I'm trying to change something within society. That's an MC.
But MCs were the beginning. Like you were known as an MC in the local, but underground hip hop scene back in the day before it became and blew up. Everybody was an MC, or if you were a rapper, you were an MC.
Because back then, would you say also because back then, I mean, that's what everyone cared about before
Yeah.
the commercial things came in.
Yeah, can you mic check? Can you be on the mic? Can you spit on the mic? Freestyle.
Oh, I see.
And then when it became commercialized, which wasn't even the real true hip hop that came out, and then they became rappers. People who rap, especially the hip hop, hip hop, and it don't stop. That was rapping. It wasn't real hip hop.
Yo. So where did like the real hip hop sort of like started to lose its edge?
No, real
No,
hip hop is still
never.
there. It's just there's mainstream bullshit and then there's hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So mainstream bullshit
Gucci
is
gang,
like
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
Yeah.
Gucci gang, Gucci. What is it? 95% of the song.
yeah. So mainstream bullshit is like Cardi B's album. It's mainstream bullshit. That's not a hip hop album for me.
Yeah,
Yo.
but it's categorized under hip hop.
AKA's
have
work
their-
is mainstream bullshit.
And he wasn't like that before, ne? Would you say?
The one thing that I like about AKA's music is the producers that he was working with trying kind of bring a South African sound
Oh.
to it, but it's still mainstream bullshit.
Oh, I agree with you. He's like his sound is very South African, with especially with that the latest album, the one with the head. Yeah, it's like
You're supposed to be there roasting. You're supposed to be there roasting.
but yeah, his music is really interesting. The sound. Also, that's the difference. I see.
No, people will disagree with me.
So that means most selling rappers or most selling MCs are actually rappers then, some of them. Like most high selling MCs are actually rappers.
You see, so interestingly, a lot of the Grammy Award winners of the early 90s, most of those people have ghostwriters. Like Will Smith's album that won the Grammy, there was a ghostwriter. Will Smith didn't write those things.
Yeah.
So Will Smith was never an MC. MC is, we give you a beat, you get off the top with the sticks. So that's why a lot of people doesn't go to Sway because you have to freestyle.
Or
Remember that other
or
guy?
they prepare the freestyles.
Yeah.
The other guy was like, wait, let's start again, we start again.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Youngsta's album release. He's releasing his much awaited 3T album. You know what 3T stands for?
Toast, tango, and tomato.
Tomato, yes.
Yeah, that's right. You're actually on point. And you no longer have a spot on voices. It means, it stands for Things Take Time. So he's releasing his album called 3T on the 30th of March in... why are we giving him free airplay? We're getting tickets, youngster? We're getting tickets?
No, man, we're
getting tickets?
We're not giving you free airplay.
But anyway, it's going to be
This is what
in
we do.
Killarney racetrack, I think.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
No, Kennel was karting.
Kennel was karting, man.
The race course,
No,
not by the...
the karting place.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the go-karts. Yeah, my brothers used to work there.
Yeah, I still want to go there. Because the cars in Century City are very... The laps are very... Apparently there's like...
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's fun. So yeah, he's having it there. So we'll be looking forward to our tickets in the mail. You can contact us on
www.
the floor by the window. So yeah, we're on Instagram, Youngster. Please follow us and voice us out.
You know what? What Youngster will respond when he sees this? Poos.
No, he's not bad. He's nice. He supports
Youngster's-
local.
Oh, Youngster is
He
nice.
supports local.
But the thing that
He's aggressive when there's needs be. Like, if he needs to go out.
you know, after the last kind of the past couple of things, I was really hard at Youngster.
Young fella.
Like Young Van Riebeek
we
voices.
weren't hard. We were
voices.
just honest.
No, I was
Okay.
really hard.
So now you want to apologize or what's
No,
happening?
I'm not apologizing. The one thing that I respect is that it's like his album Things Takes Time, which you call 3T. It's 3T is a Michael Jackson group. So
His cousin's
it
nephew.
kind of take him 9 years to get to this particular state of kind of releasing. But what it shows is perseverance. It's really going at it.
Dedication,
Yeah,
hard work plus patience.
Yes, preparation.
So
So he made it. He can release an album and I think the lineup for the album is going to be crazy. I think Quest would be there, Stow GT would be there, and this is me not even so. He gave a verse for Stow GT, so he has to be there. He gave I think a verse for Quest, so he has to be there. He gave a verse for we know now AKA is going to be
Woosley as well.
Woosley.
could be there.
Yeah, so look at where he featured.
Yeah.
So who's gonna feature on his album?
But I mean,
for sure is gonna be there.
it would be dope if we could make it there. But people must let us know if they're going.
The dope thing would be
Allah.
Sho Madjozi on a Youngster album. What the thumbs up.
Nobody's ready for that. Nobody's
Yeah.
ready for Youngster and Sho
I
Madjozi.
can't imagine youngsters
Because the
that
two
go-
of them performed together at Addis Ababa and they have a photo together.
Oh, there was like a festival there or something.
Yeah. Surprisingly, my biggest surprise would be if on this album, Nas is featuring.
Who?
Naz.
Nas, because Youngster and Nas was in 2 occasions where they met each other in South Africa and in Dubai.
Hey man.
Naz is who Reason's trying to get a collab with.
Really?
Reason's been
Yeah,
like-
those ones are really.
He's like, please.
I would say they're definitely on the same wavelength. I can see a bit of Ness and Reason. I can see a bit of.
I don't
Reason
know
Ness.
if Youngster is ready for international collabs.
He's still a youngster.
No!
Play your words, guys.
No,
No,
see.
you're on your own there. No, I don't mean young. I mean,
Like is he?
he's so in a developmental phase that he can take time. Like he said, this 3T things take time.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
I don't think Young.
He doesn't need international
Yet.
people at the moment. That's what I mean.
Okay, I disagree when it comes to the developmental phase, because Nasty C still needs to be in a developmental phase. He's not an MC.
Nah.
A lot of the South African acts is not even close to youngsters level in
Youngsters
terms
is
of artistry. So if I have to revise the kind of things that I said last year about local kind of MCs, so then you have people that I didn't look at then was your Provo.
Yeah.
And Envy, Stogie T, and then you have Youngster, you have Questa.
Yeah.
So where in a conversation is your Kaspanovs and your AKA and your
No, but I'm
Nasty
not talking about developmental as in he's not ready. He's not ready.
Okay.
I'm talking about he doesn't need that. And in terms of like he can he let him be number one in South Africa first. Then let people want him. You know, that's where I feel like he can be developed in that sense where people must come after him. He mustn't go to people else.
You know, fame doesn't necessarily mean that you are big. And Youngster is big. He's not famous.
Yeah.
A lot of South African acts are famous, but they are not big.
Yeah, we had this discussion yesterday.
But there's also a discussion that we had with, and a shout out to Black Wiz.
Yeah.
Because he was the one telling us that if you go around Cape Town, in almost every township and neighborhood, you will see the YGN sticker and people will know about Youngster. And I've tried it. I've tried it with a lot of students here. Youngster. No, the most person that you won't know about Youngster.
People know about Youngster, yeah.
But he's not.
I feel like I also helped in that sense because I want clout.
Yes, she's so.
I'm not ashamed to say it, and I can say it before the time. Because last year we used Youngster songs in our performances, our dance performances on campus university, and it reaches like a wide range of people, from first years all the way to profs and things. So I'm just saying we used Youngster Yasis in our songs, and we did a whole choreo to it, and everyone was like ah. So everyone was like, oh, I love the song, and now it's on everyone's playlist. So.
Okay, Simone, you made Youngster big.
No.
No, I'm saying it sarcastically.
On campus.
I'm saying it.
And in the program. I'm just taking it. I don't care.
Okay.
But Youngster collab soon.
So basically, in essence, you're saying
once again, Youngster will look like boos.
You call me.
But like, are you there now saying that he's not ready yet then? He's
ready.
I'm saying he's ready. I'm also saying he's ready. But he doesn't need it.
Yeah, Youngster doesn't need it, and he made a point of saying it.
He doesn't need it.
27 mixtapes. I don't need you. I don't need the industry.
Yes.
Then what is he doing? What is he doing it for? I know he's doing it for the art, number one. But isn't like, shouldn't it like?
No, he changes neighborhoods though. He changes his school kids.
He's doing it for his community, from where he comes from.
He really changes the perception of young matriculants, how they think about the world. You must listen to that song Dala Vachimu. It's like, he's really going at like, whatever you do in the thing to survive, do what you must. So his project is really about changing the community in which he is.
I hope he continues with that path, because you know, like, when people start, they all start off as good guys, or rather when they get to be known, they all start as good guys.
No, but I don't think he'll go down that route, to be honest, because
he could have.
Because if he comes back to Cape Town, everyone will reject him. He's got everybody on his side.
Yeah.
So if he goes that route and forgets about his
But here's an interesting thing that Black was said, is that Youngster is actually bigger in Gauteng than it is locally in the Western Cape.
Yeah, but that's because the prophet is not known in his own hometown.
You mean like they're not?
No, it's a Bible quote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're more appreciated when you leave your hometown.
True.
Yeah, but like, and on that topic, Stogie T is also apparently throwing shade. Rouge recently got signed to Sony Music.
So,
she's been an independent artist for
congratulations,
since she started.
Rouge.
Yeah, congratulations. So she got a big deal, but she says like she's happy about it.
No, but even me.
And she signed on her terms. She said it's been a deal for like 2 years, I think, where they were sitting and negotiating and going through everything. So then we have
But she is also one of those independent artists who really straight through to being an MC. When she features on a track, then you can expect fire. You can expect that there's a real craft, real lyricism. There's really a dedication to hip hop as a craft when it comes to her. So getting signed to a major label like Sony, big ups to her. It's hard work, the trade-off.
Can I ask a question about like still signing into this age? Like, what's the necessity now? Because I understand, as maybe for an artist, if we still had like physical albums, distribution could maybe be the reason you sign to like such record labels. But for today, like, what is it? Is it because of the?
Let me ask you the question differently. What doesn't Sony own?
What doesn't Sony
Own?
iPhone.
Yeah, but the iPhone is made of so many Sony parts.
Okay. Samsung.
No, like the camera of the iPhone is a Sony camera.
Okay.
iPhone doesn't produce parts. They buy the best parts and they put it together. The only thing that is really iPhone is the iOS software.
Okay, but I think it's like it, man.
But
Huh?
But is it too much information?
Yeah, it was like that should have been a footnote.
No, but
You put it in text.
no, but he asked me a question.
I
Is
know.
that what is the benefit? So I'm asking him a question. What doesn't Sony owns everything? If they even have a big a film producing, so where does the soundtrack ends up? If you are Rouge,
But if you are Rouge, not under Sony, it still ends with you, the rights and everything. Okay, I don't know the terms of the contract.
But that's the thing that she said, that she made sure that everything that she put in there is going to be her terms. That's why negotiation happened over 2 years.
yes. The other thing is that Sony is such a massive platform because they don't only do music; they're also doing film. They do everything. So if you do a film in South Africa, by Sony, who's the local artist that is signed to Sony? You get it? Rouge is one of it.
You're going to use their music.
On that particular soundtrack, so it's massive.
But I get what you're saying also in terms of like albums, like physical things. But I also feel like the labels have adapted with the times. They're moving also into the fourth revolution of change and things. So when you look at an album on iTunes and you look at the bottom, copyright, Sony Music.
No.
So they've moved into the digital platforms
Okay,
as well.
ask you the question: who owns
SoundCloud.
Spotify?
Yeah, those, I forgot the guys, but yeah. I
No,
think Swedish.
so they have deals with most of the the major labels. Spotify has deals with major labels.
No, but okay, that part I understand. I'm just mainly pointing out the fact that, I mean, Casper even preaches it so many times. He even has like this one long interview before he went for Philip Moses Mabhida, or is it after? I'm not sure. Where he's sitting down with Slicker and then they're talking about in being an independent artist, and then he was actually commenting about how some people are actually putting it off very well because it starts hard because everything must you invest. You use your own resources and all of these things, but in the end they teach you to. It's actually some sort of management skill to learn how to manage your resources, deal with the little money that you have, and then all you need is just distribution, of which is there already. And or maybe it's because I'm considering the creative economy that's coming in, where I'm a podcast host. You have maybe you're a director. I can speak to you even before we approach anyone else because you have so much influence on Facebook. I have so much influence on SoundCloud. People listening to me when they drive home. We can talk together to maybe do something without even, it's like I'm trying to point out the fact that many people still regard these record labels as authority somehow.
But wouldn't you want to sign if Sony came to you and said, "Oh, I love your podcast. Let's strike up a deal. What are your terms?"
they just showed me the value of my podcast. Then I should run more now and look for people that
Yeah,
can
but
help
they're
me.
saying here's R1 million. We give you access to events. We give you we'll pay for accommodation, flights, wherever you want to go. We'll still pay you, but you just put your stuff on our media. That's the thing of it. It takes so much. I mean, if someone had to offer me a management, like if someone came to me and said, I want to manage everything about you and everything that you're doing, but this admin finished. There's no more that I need to do around that. I can just focus on my craft and just focus on the art. For me, that would be beneficial because that means Ro can now produce more music and produce more often and do more link up with people, because now Sony has such a big network and be like, look, someone in America, I couldn't think of a name now, someone in America is also signed to Sony Music there. Don't you want to hook up with that? There's a German artist that is blowing up in Germany. Don't you want to hook up with them? They're also on our network. Now you go to Germany, you perform there with them, the German artist comes here. Networks. They already have established things, you know what I mean?
And that is what I wanted to also jump in. Is that the big thing that they still have monopoly over is the network. So they have signed so many artists, and these artists already have a huge following. So Kendrick could have went independent with TDE because Section 80 was independent. But the moment Interscope came in, like Tupac was on Interscope, and most of these artists, Dre and them was also affiliated. Okay, now the platform, the level of music production, the skills, the studios, all of those things is, I'm a craftsman. But how long is it's gonna take TDE to have the kind of technology to actually perfect my craft?
Yeah. So I get it also in terms of the hustle, but if the hustle is your satisfaction, then you stay there.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You see, but if your goal is bigger than that, if your goal is okay, hustle until, and then I can do it, then you adapt your hustle, then it's a different thing. But I think it depends on artist to artist, because if someone could manage me, I'll give you full rights. You get 10% up.
No, and that's the thing about have you heard of De La Soul?
Yes.
Yeah, the stakes is high. The conscious rappers.
Yeah, but they only have 10% of their work. Tommy Boy Records have 90% of their work, but they only signed to that label because what happened is that all of the other record labels didn't want to give them creative control over their work, and what De La Soul did is they actually re-engineered the particular sound in terms of sampling work. But so they signed to Tommy Boy Records, and people said, look, is that you can have 10% of the work. We'll take the 90 because most of the samples needs to be cleared. So yes, you want to give a major label 10%, they will say screw you.
No, obviously I'm joking, but like
you get like 15%.
But the benefits have to be both ways, and I think that's what she sat with for a long time to figure that out. I think she did have a manager as well, if I'm not mistaken, so helped that process as well, you know. But in terms of Sto GT's comment about, what did he say? Why
does this artist signing without knowing to major? So the shade that comes from him is that he is a record label.
Yeah.
Motive Records. So maybe he is struggling to sign artists because he had Reason and A-Reason. No, Ricky Rick. He had Ricky Rick and
Ginger Troll also was there.
So they left. So the thing is that now who do you have as so he released Honey and Pain on his record label, Motive Records, last year. So, but this is the thing, is that he's not a major label, and he doesn't have the kind of reach that Sony or Universal.
But isn't he also thinking in terms of supporting local? Isn't he also thinking local artists should be supporting local? But then you got to give them something to go on, because people left. People left your label, so let's talk about that.
Let's say something about his work. Yeah, Sto GT, I feel like he's maybe, he's still okay, but I don't really pay much attention to him anymore because I feel like and not like with any disrespect, but had it not been for
With so much disrespect.
he's good, but I don't know. It's
Not
like
relevant.
he's okay. He tries to be relevant. Our shame. He really tries to be relevant. You see, but there's something about his work that you can just put there and say, okay, it's fine. I'll listen to your work, bro. But had it not been for him featuring on Slicker online, I don't think. Cloete.
But even that concept, have you watched it? That verse of the month. Stuff that he posts.
It looks too classy and like they sit there at a restaurant with a little
Hennessy
whiskey
because
there.
he promotes this.
Almost like you put
sponsored
more
by-
fire here, so let's not.
Fire 10 rand.
No. It's
More fire 10 rand.
That's
Fire on
exactly
the
what
mountain.
it is. Now, why your language, your accent changed? Your accent changed, man.
Because it's
So, guys, more fire works the opposite of the war is water.
that's a good one.
You'll be an academic and then all of a sudden,
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
your degree is gone when you drink more fire.
I'm
I'm kidding.
I'm really gonna do that. No, but that's a really good one.
Opposite of.
More fire challenge.
But what was funny for me is that happened with Sho GT. He's sitting there, he's promoting this Hennessy that's next to him. But then he went into the accent, man.
Really?
Yeah, because he's got like the American accent and stuff. And then he spoke about Hennessy and then he went into like a raw accent, South African accent. And then he went back to his American accent. I'm like...
Hey, it's crazy. It's really, but let's be honest, guys. Those happen. Those are like two. Dave Chappelle even once mentioned it. He was like,
Dave Chappelle watched your channel.
No. I mean, like, there was an interview. Sorry to just jump straight to the scene, but like, there was an interview where he says sometimes he speaks street vernac and job interview. So depending on where he is, when he's with his like niggas, street vernac. But once he's in the corporate, yes sir, yes I'll go ahead and fetch you the documents or that kind of. So even with more fire, because I sell it at the taxi rank, guys. So you should, can understand that. I can't come in and
Academics
say
also use taxis.
they use. Yeah, but I do.
Germans also use taxis when they're visiting.
Or like South Africa, but the majority, they have to stick to the majority or one, the culture. So once I leave
Let's
that
not perpetuate
house,
stereotypes.
as I'm walking towards the taxi rank, more fire, 10 rand, more fire, you see. I have to switch it and then switch it back. So, even
And performance of the month goes to...
But yeah, but you guys understand, yeah?
No, we understand, but what I'm trying to say is that you cannot critique Sho GT for getting paid by Hennessy when you also trying to get paid through DJ Sabu and more fire. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but that's.
This is my own brand. Just saying. Okay, let's move on, people.
Yeah, but the to wrap up that conversation is that I hear Sho GT sentiments. Is that, but if he really is interesting into growing his record label, then the people like Youngs and all of them who are struggling, there's a lot of upcoming small artists. Go and look out and work.
Yeah, sign young ones.
And
There's a lot of people on campus, you can come and sign here.
like Sub-Level. We must listen to
Shout out to Sub-Level.
Yeah, we must.
Sub-Level.
He's a student.
We hope we get the Nasty C gig. Opening for Nasty C on the Nasty C's campus tour.
Oh, is it gonna come here also?
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be late this time. Nasty C, maybe you should buy a watch instead of new shoes.
Okay, we're done with Nasty C.
Too soon?
Too soon. You guys, we got really bad comments from.
No, we didn't. Who gave us comments?
Mapanga.
Oh yeah, when he was like,
He didn't give us bad comments.
He did. He said you guys step out of the line, but we'll
No,
still
we didn't
support.
say that. He said that we went hard at him. And that shame he's coming out and he's
helping a lot of like
young people. Who isn't? Is my question.
And for sure,
immediately
when Leslie just listens to this, she's gonna go back. It's like.
Leslie, we appreciate you, or me, Jacob, appreciate you.
You must come on the vlog and he can come. Yeah. Stick it.
Now it would be interesting
We
to
give
see
you a
who
call out.
is the mysterious Leslie. And
Yes.
Mr. Mapanga.
Yeah, Mr. Mapanga. Maybe he must.
Maybe he's a troll.
No, he's not a troll, man. Maybe he must just come and have a. No, his comments, he's a knowledgeable person on the hip hop industry. The way he knows a lot. So I would really like to
We
meet
have a
him.
lot of people we must bring on.
Howard is also another knowledgeable one. It's the first time that guy, Howard, after we had a discussion, he started listening to albums. Because they listen to selected works, he doesn't listen to albums. So are we going to the album reviews now?
No.
Not yet.
So
Oh.
that'd be humble. We're going to hip hop and streaming. So there was a video by Hassan Minaj, who is the cousin of Nicki.
Minaj.
That's another lie.
Yeah, he
No,
got
I got
it. He
it,
got
I got
it.
it.
He got
Oh.
it straight away. I saw it. So Hassan Minaj is
A show called Patriarch on Netflix.
Yeah. And so he went about spoken. Somebody else please take over.
Where's the water?
And then Mofire. Movers. Let's see if it can work. And we are back.
Yes.
No, same bullshit. Okay, so we are here. Fuck, what am I saying? See, now it's even making me
Speaking
forget.
about hip hop and streaming.
Okay, so hip hop and streaming. He's speaking about how it has changed, how streaming has changed the game of hip hop, how hip hop itself has been spread all over the world, even to little towns and cities, and how people are using it for different reasons than what it was initially set out for. So he's talking about how the small area in the Bronx started hip hop, and now it's gone all over the world, and we have people in Thailand who's using it also to attack the government, but then the government comes back and also raps. Bruh, that shit is funny. Like, you just need to go and watch that episode. It's only 20 minutes. But wow.
Oh, so my take on it. Do you have a take on it?
No, not yet. Yeah.
So my take on this particular thing is a more serious take on it. It's not about diss records between the government and the citizens. It shows that hip hop is still relevant. So you have the mainstream industry's bullshit, which is hibbery, and all of this Gucci gang shit that you have. But you still have what it started out in the Bronx is like there's a social order that we need to challenge. We are struggling under a particular government or system, and we're going to use this music as a resistance. So hip hop in its birth was a resistance against social order. So now it is, you have become so big that citizens is using to challenge in governments, and not just any governments, truly authoritarian and repressive governments. The coolest one is when the Russian government gave up on hip hop. It's like, we have to embrace hip hop.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's when Putin was sitting there in front of the stage with the hip hop concert.
But Russia gave in and said, we're going to embrace it. We need to study hip hop.
Yeah.
Because the more if you suppress hip hop, the bigger it grows.
It grows.
And that's any art form though.
Yeah.
Any art form that you try to oppress.
Because was it in Russia that he was saying that people or rappers got arrested and they had to flee the country? Was it Russia?
No,
Was
Spain.
it Russia? Spain. So they're actually arresting rappers and stuff because they are talking about what's happening, and they're no longer allowed to that they call it hate speech. It's not hate speech. I mean, these are artists that are doing what artists are supposed to do.
Would you say then, especially in that sense, like hip hop, then it's still carrying out its initial objective? It is, no?
No, my argument is, my view is that across the world is still doing it.
Yeah.
But mainstream industry is selling a bullshit version of hip hop. And that's your Cardi B album.
Yo, you guys. Okay, but I haven't listened to the whole album, so I can't say much. But I mean, isn't there anything?
Lollipop.
Isn't there like anything like at least educational about?
No.
Give me one song on the Cardi B album.
You see, that's the thing. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, guys, there should be at least even one lesson, some sort of jewel of wisdom that she dropped.
No,
or something.
you're right. She does. And I think in a sense that, I mean, this is something that I've taken on in my life as well. Is that I get to a point where I know what I don't want, right? So sometimes you're very adamant and you know what you don't want, and then it's easier to work towards what you do want. So that's, process of elimination. When you go to a restaurant, you choose your food, you're like, no, I don't want that, I want that, I want that. Okay, I'll list for that, let me get that. So with Cardi B, that's what she does to me. So I listen to her music and I'm like, I don't want that. So she is teaching, and she's teaching an inverse.
Wow.
Into what she's trying to do.
An inverse.
Yeah, she's teaching me in the negative, in a sense of like, I listen to your work, I look at you, I see you as a woman, and whatever you want to identify as and be, great, but that's not what I want. That's not what I want to listen to. That's not what I want to be about. That's not a message. Because, there's a time-old saying of what you listen to, what you eat, what you wear is who you are. So I'm not going to be listening to lollipop, ass twerk. For what am I listening to that? I can pick up a lollipop, I can eat it, I can twerk. Like, there's nothing educational about what you're telling me.
If you can twerk.
I've showed you guys. Go watch the other episode where I was twerking.
And Aviwe was like...
Aviwe was checking out my ass.
But here's the thing. So, last year we had a discussion on This Is America. In that music video.
Yes, and it came through in this...
This particular one,
wow.
because this one's they saying is that they influenced by This Is America.
I think it was the Thai people.
Yeah.
The Thai people.
So they took that concept and said this is what we are facing.
And they used the music video that they did. Hassan was saying that it was a similar scene to something horrific that did happen. Back in their oppressive times.
Where students were killed by the government because they were protesting. Now, in that you also reference Tiananmen Square. So if you go to China and you're asking about Tiananmen Square, is that nobody speaks in China about Tiananmen Square. So Tiananmen Square was this protest marches by students, but the Chinese government came in and killed all of them. But it's illegal to talk about Tiananmen Square in China, but the rest of the world knows about Tiananmen Square.
Sure.
Now, even China, they embrace hip hop.
Yeah.
But you see, and this is when you get to the South African scene of hip hop, is that I feel like sometimes we are behind. Because we are jumping on all of these flashy kind of things, but locally there is a breed of true hip hop artists that's still trying to change and better the environment of citizens and in the way people are living.
We are behind on what? Like
no trends.
Okay. Not necessarily the social message part of it. Yeah.
So the thing that Offset is saying is in his Breakfast Club interview is that the era of the flashy hip hop is gone. We are returning to the kind of conscious thing. So where are we in South African mainstream?
Yeah, we're caught between. Personally, I think we're caught between your authentic hip hop, your Java kind of sound, and Questa, and of course your Nasty C. Because Nasty C is not his content. Unfortunately, good as he is not authentic. South African music. So I think we caught up in between those. And also on this side, we have like these youngsters coming up, like 2000s and them, and obviously they'll get influenced by the biggest one, which is I think where we copy the American artists. So they'll always fall more into this music. Only a few go into this. So I think that's one part where we that's maybe causing us to be so behind.
So can we move to? Can this be kind of a segue into Peanut Butter, Envy's album?
Okay.
So Envy dropped an album called Peanut Butter. So it was the long-awaited album. So it's all prior to that. I think a month prior to that, 2 months prior to that, he dropped his EP called No Pineapples on My Pizza. So it's kind of a preview what you can expect in this particular album, Peanut Butter. And I must say is that in terms of his hip hop skill and all of his things, he's great at it. He's really a good hip hop artist, but I do not know if I can say that his music, after you listen to his music, that it will change you as a person in looking society differently, or just your circumstances differently.
In a positive way, right?
In a positive way, because it's all about, if you do this and this, then you can ball.
What do you think of the album?
I mean, I like the instrument, like the beats, because they bring this nostalgic. I don't know if you remember, like during the time Mr. Selvin, Ammunition. Yes, I think it was like in 2003, because that's when like I listened like to hip hop first, when my brother exposed it to me. So in terms of the sound, I like it because it sounds familiar, you see, and it brings back those old times. So it brings back those old times. But personally, there's only one song that I loved. I think it's track number 6. I'm not sure.
Voila.
It has like a little melody. It's not the song.
That's hip hop. That's Cloete.
It has like a feel good kind of sound when it starts.
Number 5. Summer 95.
Yeah, I think it,
Sorry.
yeah, it's this one. I don't know if you guys know H2O. Yeah, like it's like the same sound of H2O, because mostly what I was picking up is mostly that like it has that hype sessions, Mr. Selvin, that kind of vibe sound. But in terms of the content, I don't really like dig it that much. Especially you mentioned how you remember the last time you mentioned how you didn't like it because it's too patriotic, like the words that he used.
Chauvinistic is the word I would use.
It points, it's really discriminatory, but go.
Yeah, and then actually not that I'm because sometimes these comments are gonna sound like I'm offending, but like it sounds more like an uneducated album, like or a person who's uneducated. Not that he didn't go to varsity or what, but like there isn't any basically
substance.
Yeah, it's so
it's empty.
If I were to give it a 10, I would say it will get it's a 7, but that 7 is because of the beats. So basically, you could have gotten a 6.
Okay, I'm glad you scored, Simone. What do you think?
I also listened to them, on the very first track he starts off with a lot of chauvinistic comments. So for me, obviously, you lost me already as a listener. Since that's the first song on your album. I can't pick up the lyrics here. So
it's talking about turning dyke and how you would screw a dyke. So it's really homophobic.
Yeah, so you lost me already there.
It's 2019. If this was a 90s album or early 2000, okay, I would get why you use that kind of words. But 2019, after the Me Too movement,
also people are just woke.
Yeah.
People are woke. You can't be sleeping. You can't, like, he napped, woke up and wrote this thing. Like, that's how I feel it happened. But it's not intelligible. A lot of the music, yes, the beats are dope, but it's not original. There's nothing original on this album, because even that one song that I just played, sampled in the beginning. Samples, there are samples after samples, and it's like, really? I mean, if I wanted to listen to it, I would have listened to the original. Like, even nowadays when people are sampling, I couldn't listen to the Chris Brown song, the new Chris Brown song. I don't know, what's it called again?
Juicy.
I don't
You
know.
don't know it. Anyway, it's featuring that other chicken. So I couldn't listen to it because it's just sampled.
You're old.
I'm old.
No, it's like the thing about us, is that we kind of...
We know the music.
Yes.
We know the originality of the music. We appreciate originality. And for me, it's just, I can't, unless you're remixing the song, or I can't listen to something like that again. So there was nothing original. He doesn't rap about anything new. So he's just regurgitating something else. And the image also, the picture. For me, it looks like the album cover. It looks like is it KOD? No, not KOD. There's another artist that had this album cover.
Kendrick. Well, the black and white is.
Nas, isn't it Nas?
I don't know.
Recently, Nas's album cover looks also similar to this, black and white, with the kids standing on the kids,
with the
kids.
guns.
Yes.
On the wall.
So there's kids,
facing the wall.
and there's kids in poverty. Like
You're
this.
so right.
This is the picture.
I'm impressed.
Standing in front of a shack, they're showing the kids' pureness, and then also showing the kids climbing the tree. Some of them are climbing the tree, and then like you say, Jacob talks about filming kids, man. Poverty bomb. But talking about filming kids, I'm talking about the kids specifically. Is that they are very aware of the camera.
So they don't have agency.
They don't have agency, and therefore the picture, the innocence is taken away. So for me, the album cover also, just looking at it, was like, no.
So the big thing about me when it comes to filming kids. So when I started filming, the thing that I had to deal with is how am I going to film women and children, because a lot of people put cameras on women and children, and when you watch it, you can see that this is not empowered figures. They're always...
And you are also a male in the situation.
So I was like, how would I get past the ethical dilemma? So I'm at a place now is that if I film the child and there is no agency, or the child is not empowered through that, I mean, it's like you are towering over the content.
Yeah, and that's also there, because the kids at the bottom, they are not in the tree. They are below the camera eye line. So it's trying to show the weakness in the kids, but it doesn't come across that way for me, because other thing I wanted to say was that just looking at the album cover, he doesn't speak to it. See, Nas had an album called "Cops Shot the Kid." The album cover makes sense.
The song was called one of the songs, "Cops Shot a Kid," but the album's name was Nasheer.
Yeah.
Okay, because I wanted to actually point out that maybe the peanut butter, because it's coming back to now, as I was saying, most of the sound is very nostalgic.
Yes.
Of course, nostalgic, probably he misses the good old times. And if we think of, the album cover having kids, and maybe that could be a representation of maybe like how he kind of like grew up most of his life. And the album title Peanut Butter, I think those three go hand in hand. The album cover, kids. If I were to assume, black and white already says.
Yeah, but here's the thing that
like black and white already says, the closest thing we can associate with black and white is like
the TVs,
old and Number 2, kids. Number 3, peanut butter. And then the sound of the album sounds very, and of course back in the days when we were kids, it's only bread and peanut butter, or bread and butter and peanut butter. So maybe that part I can get, but the lyrics are...
Yes, even if we get it, then we're assuming that he did it because he didn't explain it. You don't have to explain your art, but you have to give some reference to it. So I feel like there wasn't a reference to it, but at the same time, what about that? Because I can tell you, I grew up in Belhar. I ate golden syrup and peanut butter after school, and I was the only girl, and I was always bullied by my brothers. But if my album doesn't tell you about my experience, it's like I'm just listing things. He's listing things, but he's not explaining it.
You mean like he's not explaining them on the raps? Or
yeah, but what's the point of telling me that?
I don't want
I was gonna say familiarity, but then I was gonna also ask, like, then it's important maybe if we could listen to the first track, because sometimes it's very important.
Okay, so I listened.
His first album, his first song is called "Rocking with the Bass."
Yeah.
The title alone is nothing.
Okay, I have a comment on the sound, but I also want to kind of listen. If we have to look at album coherency, Reason gave us, spoiled us with a really coherent album. Welcome to Azania, and then it ends off with Azania. But Welcome to Azania, he takes you on a trip of Azania. So all of the things that you are facing in Azania. So when you get at the end, you Masikela say is that we cannot just put, we need to put the suffering
of our people.
We can't just romance and dance it. So Reason take us to Azania.
Yeah, there's no coherence.
That's the album. It's brilliantly put together. Now let's take Peanut Butter. There's one track at the end where there's half a verse called Peanut Butter. And he said pain is like peanut butter to him. What does that mean?
Sticky.
Yeah,
It doesn't come off your palate easily.
Yeah,
If your allergies, I don't know.
so in terms of album coherence, in terms of the peanut butter thing, nah.
No, but like, listen, can I go through the track list and then we need to move on. So, first one, Rocking with the Best. Then we've got Too Cool, A Lot, Control, Summer 95, Goala, Beautiful, Dinner Bomb, Jameson and Sunglasses, Whisper, 1st of June, Toriso, and Peanut Butter. That's not even like what.
But I think he copied a lot of Proverbs manuscript album, because there's also a track on it. So what's it last song?
No, there's
1st of June. 1st of June is for his son. Or
his son's birth.
yeah,
David's birth.
but it's also the same kind of the third last song on Proverbs manuscript album, where it's also about the child is expected. So if you listen to the flow of his flow, his rapping is a lot like Proverbs manuscript. And this is what I want to bring in terms of the sound. This sound for me sound like a dated project. It's like me going to release Runaway Slave in its current existence, but I wrote Runaway Slave in 2012. So if I release it like that without comprehensively reworking it, then I get to a point where people will say that this is an outdated project. You had to update it. So he struggled to release this project. This is the much awaited project of him.
The masturbation.
So this project finally arrived, and it sounds like early 2000 album and a late 1990s album with a lot of R&B. So you have the 1990s influence in the 2000s. So it's a really dated project for me.
Yeah, but those are like some really some great points. Because I was gonna add something, but then you scratched it off.
No, so let's get to his sound. If you look internationally, I don't think in terms of sound it's dated. If you listen to his terms, the terms that he used in the thing that is really problematic for me is dyke. And if you listen to Deneboom, where he make a really it's a bad comment, but I'm like Hitler to Jews. That's really bad. You cannot use Hitler and Jews in the same sentence and you think that is alright without questioning the horrific atrocities that really happens with the Jews.
Senseless comments, I think.
Yeah, so for me then, in terms of the sound, it's dated in terms of the content. But if you listen to the sound of his album, it's not dated.
Except
because recently Rhapsody and the group that he's part of, Jamla, they relieved Jamla Squad, I think 2, and it's a kind of a track list or playlist of various people on it, and the sound is kind of it's returning to a R&B kind of laid back R&B kind of hip hop kind of sound. Stogie T's one is also like that. The Drake Scorpion is much like that. Daytona, it's much like that. So most of the 2018 albums has a dated sound. So it's your early 2000 and late 1990s.
Would you say then that's like a little category of sound on its own? It's not necessarily that you are like old at the times, because you know there's like a lot of different sounds.
Yeah, but you see,
in hip hop.
No, what I'm saying is that those sound is used intentionally.
Oh, I see.
With new content. His sounds like a dated project because the content and the words and the rhymes and the verses that he have is quite dated. So he had this verses laid down before and now laid it on a new wave of the old sound.
Maybe he wrote the album like during the 2010 World Cup. Then he got delayed by the World Cup, so he was like, ish, I'll release
So
it.
then in line with that, let's look at Sho Madjozi's album.
Okay, so this is the one actually I've been waiting for.
So we've been waiting for Sho Madjozi, Limpopo Champions League, which was released last year November, I think. 28.
No, December. This is I think
Oh yeah, the
16th of
release was
December.
December. So yeah, I've been listening to this album since then. And for me, I'll start because I never usually do.
And I was gonna start.
Oh, yeah. As this guy said today in the restaurant, he was like, ladies first, and he put the food down next to my niece. Ladies first, and I was about to go into this thing about patriarchy and like don't perpetuate the stereotypes. Like let's just give if someone else's food is ready before the time, provide. It's okay.
Alright,
Anyway.
Simone first.
Simone first.
But others don't see it that way, you know. Like even like those that are against patriarchy can just say.
No, women are not more entitled to get their food before men, or men are not more entitled to get their food before women. Food is just.
And what do women want, like exactly then? Because I thought we are, you know.
Being a gentleman.
Yeah, so we just.
You see,
It's demeaning.
if you go to my hometown, men will get food first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So now at home, it's usually for the men to get more portions as well and whatever. And the woman will get just whatever's left. But if you go to a restaurant, now they want to be all like, no, ladies first. And be like, oh, we're getting treated like a lady. What is a lady, people?
Can they, how do women like really want to be treated, to be honest, guys?
Ask the woman.
Or the particular woman?
Yes.
Or no, it shouldn't be like a generalization. Eh?
It's the same thing with men. If I treat you the same way that I was taught to treat men, you would not be sitting here like a normal person.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? It's the
I
same
understand.
thing. It's not different. Women don't want to be treated any differently. They want to be treated as you see them.
Sho Madjozi.
Let's talk about you.
But
How does this relate to Sho Madjozi?
But more respected and more like their feelings being taken into
That's
consideration.
everybody. Don't you want to have your feelings taken in
No,
consideration?
I mean like with guys it's easy. Let's be honest, guys. With guys it's a bit more easier. Like I can just throw a shot and then sharp. And with a
No.
Huh?
A lot of men are sensitive, but how does this relate to Sho Madjozi?
Because Sho Madjozi's music is okay. Let's listen. And I'm gonna give my review. Like really.
We'll keep this for the live video afterwards. The power is also going out in 8 minutes. Anyway, so Sho Madjozi's album is really dope. I love all the tracks on this album. My favorites, I love all of them, but I have to have favorites. So Limpopo Champions League is a vibe. Kona. Now Huku's like, of course, because like it's been there. Kona, and then I've got Yaz Abelungu is my favorite also. And obviously Wakanda Forever. But I love the others, like the concept of If I Die, the concept of Idom. I mean that. Jacob's favorite is Changanya. And Don't Tell Me What to Do, because don't tell me what to do. So cohesive album in terms of everything.
Why would you call it cohesive? Because there is no cohesive.
In terms of the sound.
Okay, sound.
In terms of Sho Madjozi's, like you can see her personality coming through in every song. You can feel it, like she's got her soft side and she's got her corner, which is like if that song plays, you like don't know what to do. You like. So she is that ball of energy, and I think that her personality comes through, and that's a cohesive project for me in that sense. The album doesn't flow in terms of a project like from beginning to end, but for me it's an album I would listen to on random, because yeah.
You're a fan.
Because I'm a fan. I'm a fan because of this album. Actually, that's why I'm a fan. And I've listened to it over and over. I've tried to Google the lyrics. Sure, why isn't it out there? I'm trying to understand the lyrics because I need to choreograph to these things, but then I can't find them online. So, and of course she uses so many different languages in there. She caters to so many different people. And people often ask her, why doesn't she only rap in English, or why all these other languages? She's like, well, my people speak what they speak and I'm gonna rap for them. I do it for them, straight up. And here I'll be sitting trying to Google the stuff, can't find it.
But I have one question for Simone. Okay, actually the question is open to you guys. Before I even start with the album review, what genre is Sho Madjozi's music? I know I must ask you guys this question before you answer.
Before we answer the question, can you get to your review?
Oh, okay. Because that's what I was leading me to. That's what actually what was leading me to this. But okay, sharp. The album is good. I only have one song that I like because I DJ sometimes with it because of the drum sound.
So it's Huku.
Yeah, it's Huku. So that's fine. The sound. That's why actually I want to ask you guys what genre does she?
I honestly feel like she's making a new genre.
Okay, because Jacob once said she's hip hop, right?
According to what is out there already, it's hip hop.
Okay.
It says hip hop rap.
Okay, so of course the album doesn't have really like a lot of hip hop tracks.
So what is a hip hop track?
Are you talking in
What's
terms
the
of the
beat?
sound?
Yeah, well, I'm okay because I'm pointing it out because isn't it two beats more, right? And to a certain extent, the beats also play an important role in like the description of the whole culture of hip hop. So that's like, I think.
So you're talking. Sorry to
95
interrupt
beats.
you. So I just want to get you. So the beat for you is the boom bap beat.
You mean like
No, we're talking in terms of beats per minute.
beats per minute? It's like 95. It's around there. The boom bap. You know, like.
But you also get the ones that are faster, which is double that. Almost it's like 130 or so.
Yeah, like your. You mean like
140, 150s.
you mean like your kind of tracks that Eminem would rap in or twist.
Yeah, it's got a double beat, but it's still hip hop. So you can either bounce to it like on this beat, or you can get the faster beat.
Okay, because I'm talking specifically about the bounce now. So the reason I'm asking this is because I've noticed Sho Madjozi and Cloete, they are more of like the same creative. They are like because in Braamfontein there's this huge culture of hip hop where kids go with each other according to like their style. So Cloete's style, because he seems to be the first person that brought this whole new future sound of Mzansi. There's even a documentary about it. He says it's not hip hop. His music is not hip hop. He just falls under the category of hip hop.
Yeah.
And for that, I understand what he's doing. So that's what I'm struggling with Sho Madjozi.
I don't know if she's defined it.
She defined it as
She
hip hop.
defined it. Because I feel like she's an hip hop artist. Because she raps like mad.
Yeah,
she is. I watch her Instagram videos where she's always rapping. She's on some, and I'm like, I don't even think I speak that fast. A normal person, like she can spit. So in terms of an artist, yeah, I think she's a hip hop artist.
No, I think she's an MC because she also wrote. She was a ghostwriter for South African local artists.
That's how she started.
Or she was before she
ghostwriter.
Yo. Okay, so now because my conclusion was that this is actually a grom album. Nah?
No, but
it's a mixture.
She calls herself the queen of grom.
Yeah, but she has hip hop on here too.
But you see now the contradiction. She calls herself the queen of grom.
Okay, no.
No, I understand that she has.
No.
What
Stop.
do you say? No.
But can a hip hop album have a grom sound?
Yeah.
Can a hip hop have an R&B sound? Can a hip hop album have
because why are we putting the
a
labels on?
gospel sound?
I'm saying that I think that she's coming out with her own sound. But the thing is, when even like in any industry that you're in,
We're killing him.
out.
So let him speak. Okay. It's like we're ganging up on him.
You're coming out.
No,
The
no,
point
no.
is that you're coming out. Now you've got 3 categories you have to fit in, but you feel like none of them fit. Now what you're gonna do? You're gonna say, okay, I'll fit into that category. I'll do what that category wants me to do, but I'm gonna produce my own sound. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Does she have like previous mixtapes or work? Because what I'm getting to, I was watching this interview of, I think it's one of these YouTube channels, not like the best voices of the South, these nyana ones. Okay, I'm just kidding. But like there was a discussion there about how the gom sound is starting to it's fading away now. And there's this other new sound from the Springs area, like is it something Springs in Joburg.
Yeah.
I forgot the area, but like Western Joburg.
Well, Springs is there.
I forgot the exact name, but yeah, that side, the Springs side, there's like this new sound coming. It's called Amapiano. So they like using a lot of pianos. It's kind of the beats and gom are not the same. So my worry is, and in fact my concern with what actually is she is that as soon as this sound ends, where is she gonna go? Because like really, Gqom is really fading out. Oskido thought they're gonna actually take it out with Distraction Boys when they send them overseas, and then a lot of like, I think Austrian, like Northern Europe people loved it, but nothing is happening with it anymore. And then...
But I think that she will adapt.
Why are we contradicting ourselves? When we said that hip-hop is the global phenomenon, it is the biggest and the largest genre of music in the world. So
I also don't think that the Gqom sound is going to end.
No, but the American is the biggest hip-hop scene that you can get. And they're constantly looking for new sounds. So me listening to Offset's album, it's like they are looking for a new sound that will inspire them, that is gonna make and blow hip-hop to pieces. That is gonna, and this is what makes hip-hop so big. It can use rock to sample, it can use gospel tracks to sound, so it can even use Gqom to really sample. So they haven't got onto the Sho Madjozi wave yet of this particular sound, and she's off the gate with this particular sound. So the one thing that I would say that she must start doing and working with producers that can kind of refine the sound, because this album is raw. It's like a really raw project with energy, and you said it's a lot of energy. But if you can refine it, put here, there, a couple of melody in it, and then it will blow up mainstream. But this...
With the same fast pace that it has, or you mean like...
Yeah, but that's not the first fast-paced kind of hip-hop album. Remember, she just introduces a new sound to this whole hip-hop scene.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. It's like she might, the next album, completely be a different sound, really trappy.
So then, okay, would you then generally say then, okay, specifically for like South African local sound, hip-hop sound, are we like on the verge then of like a new sound being brought? Because you mentioned how Offset's album, they're trying to get off this old sound. Is it the same with South Africa? Because really, I don't know, for me, the album didn't do, it's a good album, it's authentic, it's South African, like it has an identity that I can put.
Oh,
it has an identity, but apart from that,
I love it.
But what next?
Or maybe I'm not used, maybe I need to hear more from her, you know.
It's a debut album.
Yeah, you see, that's why I was asking, like, does she have maybe like mixtapes or...
No, but my thing is like, I don't know, maybe I'm just tired and I'm not getting you here, but I think that
you
can't say
Sho Madjozi fan.
No, no, man, you guys take me wrong in the sense.
No,
like,
I'm just joking.
I'm objective in every sense.
Okay.
But if I become a fan when I can listen to your music over and over.
Okay. And
it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't skip your music. If my thing's on random and it, I guess it. For me, it's neither a new sound or an old sound. It's a original. I don't know how to put it, but like, she's got her own style. And her style comes through in the music, in her fashion that she brought out, fashion label that's out, in her Instagram. She's just present. So if the sound fails, like you saying the sound is not relevant anymore, she will adapt, because she adapts. Like, that's her personality.
But and this is a great point that Simone is making. Simone is saying, okay, the sound is not new, Gqom is not new, hip hop is not new. What is fresh is Sho Madjozi.
Yeah.
Now this takes me back to the kind of music of Mabr, Brenda Fassie. What sound was she? What music was it, or was it more the personality? Because she had a gospel album, she had a really kind of a popish album. Then you have a really South African tribal type of sound album. But the thing that was big
was Brenda.
Was Brenda Fassie?
Nobody else could be Brenda. And I think that's what I like about Sho Madjozi.
Is this the kind of dawn of a personality that was as big as... No, it's just the light went off.
No, that's cool.
And
It's
that's
ESCOM.
sign.
Oh, is it slow cheating?
Mos, we told you 4 o'clock, Mos. It's
I didn't even know the time. No.
4:04 now. So that concludes our show for today. But
No.
we didn't wrap it up.
No, I wanted to go on to what you call middle child, man.
Not middle child.
Oh, a lot.
No, I don't think. I think we should. I
Oh,
think
so
we should
let's
review
skip
that
it.
next time.
That's next time. Okay.
So any concluding things on Sho Madjozi?
Okay, I just say, I mean, she's something new, that's for sure. Even like the way she dresses, like her story behind, like I think the father's like German or something, I don't know. The whole story and like her speaking Shangaan, because it's been a while since I've heard the Shangaan language. The last time was first year when I had a Shangaan roommate. And actually, I'm not supposed to say Shangaan. It's actually a derogatory term. We should call them Tsonga people, because Shangaan is like, yeah, and there's a... Okay. And there's
Anyway. Recover.
So,
No, apologize first.
Oh yeah, so
You did say
to the Shanganese,
No.
I mean to the Tsonga people, but now it sounds too formal, guys. Okay, but I'm sorry, guys. So I think they understand because sometimes it's a mistake, really, Baba. But to continue, see, I even forgot where I was now.
You missed the sound, the language.
Oh yeah, so
You know
like,
there's a myth. Okay.
it's so it's like it's basically like that. It's like how if you like something is around you, then you actually haven't heard from it or it hasn't been brought to your attention. Once it comes, it feels like something new. Because I mean, when do I ever? I mean, at least I see Zulu on Generations on TV and all these other languages. It's popular, but you understand what I'm saying? Because even listening to her sound, even though I don't hear what she's saying, she has some flow with that. Is it Domi phone? But it's not on her album. This one was Domi phone or something like that.
I don't know.
Like she just flows. I don't understand what she's saying, but it's dope. But maybe next album.
Do you know what Huku Nambia means?
I think answer. Yeah, Hukuya.
Huku Nambia.
Mm.
It's chicken and beer.
Really?
She's singing about chicken and beer. Even she says it in the one song by Pangana. How can I sing about chicken and beer? How can I Huku Nambia?
She's a fan of us. Simone is a fan.
I've listened.
Hey.
I've listened.
Because I thought Huku is like, because I'm a soccer player, and corner, when you kick a corner kick, you call it a Huku, so I thought.
No.
And Champions
But
League.
she
like
also
this
said,
story.
yeah, but she said like she knows that the people of South Africa doesn't know what she's saying. But I'm looking forward to seeing her perform live at the Cape Town Jazz Festival. I will be there, so I'm gonna be in front. And she retweeted my tweet the other day also.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, Sho Madjozi, I will be there. I'm gonna be the one dancing the most. Please call me on stage.
You're gonna go to the front?
Nah, she's gonna outdance me, bro. She will outdance.
Is she a good dancer also? Like,
Yes, she's a dancer.
I haven't seen her like that.
You must see her voice. She does like 4 or 5 different types of voice.
Oh, like at the same. I can imagine.
Now
that.
and then she challenges people and she's like, come on, bring it, let's go. So I'm looking forward to seeing her perform. And what else are we talking about? So
Side question actually with regards to Sho Madjozi. What do you think of Malum Cool Cat then? Because definitely they have somehow the same style. Okay, Malum Cool Cat. Okay,
Let's keep
something
it
that I will
fun.
look into.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to give a homework to the people is to listen to Offset's album. We will be reviewing Offset's album in our next episode, which will be episode 18. So we want to invite you to review with us. So we're all going to be listening to Offset's album. You know what we talk about, how we talk about it. So bring in your 2 cents and we will add it into our conversation. We'll sit here and we'll look at your comments. So review it. Let's go.
Yeah, so the Offset album is called Father of Four.
Father of Four. Yeah, you can find it on iTunes, Spotify. So check it out and we will be...
And it's not iTunes anymore, it's Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Mm.
They will have to deal with iTunes. I'm so sad.
Oh, and also Tidal. Did you see Hassan Minaj's joke on Tidal? It's so bad for Tidal, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sinking.
Yeah, Tidal is sinking. Irony. But anyway, thank you for watching. We will see you guys next time. And thank you for the love. Give us a like, share, comment. We out. Peace.
No fire, Timber.